Well, bear with me here. Might be something everybody needs to know. I think they do. My real name is Margaret Ann Windsor, but I was kidnapped and brought to Moulton, Alabama in 41 when I was 2 years old. I did not learn of my kidnapping until I started writing a book. I was living in Marietta, Georgia, and I started doing the book in 1976, but we lived there for a long span of time. I have recently, I put up videos, my God, for years, 5 a day, and then about a couple of years ago, I got hacked and couldn't get back up, and I'm not sure these are going up. I think they are. But one of them, I wrote about a book on doctors, really, and how you circumvent the law. But I went through hell just being kidnapped and where I was put. It was horrible. Nobody wants to tell it. My point is, in the book, I wrote about a doctor in Atlanta that he was a psychiatrist, and he actually raped I don't know how many of his patients, but he was also doctor over for the for the children, young children. And specifically, I was told, and I saw her, that a 12-year-old was impregnated by him. And people don't understand what a horrible thing that is. A woman doesn't want to be raped. It's this relationship that hypnosis, that never hurt in what they're doing. And this gets into a whole nother area here, too. Everybody should hear it. I'm not sure they want to, but it might affect them. But anyway, I've put up as much as I could just the last day. I just got this phone about Wayne Williams, and I'm going to repeat it again. I was writing about mind control murders and about doctors and cases of doctors where they raped their patients or misdiagnosed, etc. What happened to the patients if they tried to get it into law? Okay, some retribution. So anyway, I went to let me put it this way. And I think they were good. I think they tried to help. But I typed my book, but then I had to go back to work, and I worked for a group of doctors there at Northside. And I had to get somebody to retype my manuscript, and I sent a letter to, I put an ad in the paper. Okay, so the girl answered my ad, and as far as I know, she's innocent and she's good. I think she knew what she was doing, but that's okay. She answered the ad, and she took my manuscript, and she told me, or a copy, and she told me if I needed to check up and see how she was doing on the typing, because she worked also, to give her a call. Well, I called the number, and it answered, and it said Georgia Crime Lab. So she worked there. They connected me, and she told me what she was doing, and yes, she worked there. So when they almost killed me with I couldn't say it a while ago, I'll go ahead and say it, it was antifreeze, and I shouldn't be sitting here alive if you call my life being alive. It's the first time I've said the word. It was horrible what they did. Oh, I almost want to erase it. It scares me. Anyway, I'm just going to name you some of the murders, and they can be proven that were done where they programmed the people. You know, this started way back with the shoe bomber and all that on the plane, being programmed to do all that. And then what it does is it causes more security on the plane. And if you go back and look, that's been the case. They've placed U.S. Marshals on the plane. Well, nothing's to stop them from programming a marshal to come out shooting. How's that? So I'm just going to name a few. There was one, oh, I've forgotten her name now. Her husband was a twin astronaut. His twin was up on the shuttle and came back, and for whatever, his DNA had been changed. They were identical, which was odd. But anyway, I can't think of her name right now, but she was U.S., I'm not sure, senator or House of Representatives. Anyway, she was well, I wish I could look this up now. My stuff's all messed up. I don't really have a place to be for long. But anyway, out in, well, not Arizona. Anyway, it's on some of the videos I put up, but God, I put up so many. Anyway, she was having his wife, God, I wish I could, Scott, well, I can't remember, Mark and Scott were the name of the astronauts, the twins. Can't remember her name. She was married to Mark. I've got a picture I used to here, and I don't know. Anyway, you could Google it, and because it's a part of this whole mess. Okay, now, she was shot in the head, I believe. She was pretty bad off. And there were some in her audience listening to her was shot by a program shooter. Now, this is one of them that can be proven. And I'm going to mention one more up here that, and there are some good state troopers. Let me clue you, there's some really good law enforcement. And, okay, that needs to be said. But anyway, I'll just say this. There was a murder back they found the body in 2010 or 2011. And her father and mother were prominent here, and they're probably decent people. He was a psychiatrist. Anyway, I'm not going to mention the name, but she was at a Metallica concert, and she got locked out somehow and couldn't get back in. I didn't find out till recently it was a cab she got into, and the driver locked the door and she couldn't get out. He took her out. This can be proven, okay? It certainly can. But I don't think the parents want all this told about mind control, and he's a doctor. The thing with me is you wouldn't want your child, if he was programmed and knew nothing about what he was going to do and couldn't stop it if he did, to be put on trial. And I guess they don't execute anymore, but he's lost his life, or she has. So anyway, he took her out to this place, and it's where he took her and some other stuff that can prove it, that this was mind control. He didn't know anything about this. He took her out, and it was gruesome, I know. But rather than the parents, this is known around here, what I'm saying, they know it's true. I was renting a place not far from where I am now, and the mother, I'd stay there a couple of months, I guess. I always pay my rent on time. The mother told me that I couldn't live there anymore. And she turned the computer around on her desk and said, I don't want to happen to my daughter what happened to Alexis Murphy. So this was another one of the mind control murders. Okay, Jesse Matthews was a black man who was found guilty and appeared in false church. And he's in prison, I guess, for life, because he was charged with I'm going to say her name. She's English, and I feel so sad for her parents or any of them. But none of them tried to help me, these parents, and they know it's true. That's why this woman said where I was living, turned her daughter's picture around like my being there is going to get her daughter murdered. No. But anyway, I had to leave. I don't have any rights. I really don't. But anyway, Alexis Murphy, I don't know where she is. A man was found guilty, and there's no body. There's no body been found. My point in it is the mother of the girl and I'm almost afraid to put it up, really, because they are influential, and it seems I have no rights whatsoever. But they went online next. Well, you can look it up. Next, save the next girl. And I thought, my God, if they had put their effort to helping me and making people tell the news or getting pamphlets out or something, but they didn't. I mean, she has money. I should have, but I was kidnapped and I lived below any kind of poverty you can think of growing up and everything, beatings, where I was put. I mean, horrible. But anyway, they went with her. None of them came and said, hey, we'd like to help you. And all they had to do was band together, and if you want to call it protesting, but they had they could have gotten the money together because of who the mother of this daughter was that was taken out and killed, and it was brutal. And I know it hurts them, but here I am, I've told the truth, and this one can be proven. What I'm talking about, it was Hannah Graham, and I'm not going to mention the psychiatrist's daughter. And where I'm living, I believe there was he was found guilty of that rape. She was a girl from India that was prosecuted. He was supposed to have done that. And the English girl, she was going to Charlottesville College, I believe, too. And both were gruesome. All of it was gruesome. Anyway, I'm going to let this go. And there's been so many know this, and it's been a hard time just living, not knowing what's happened to my family, my children, and my phone being hacked, and not sure this will going up. Anyway, I hope it helps Wayne Williams, because I really did talk with Mary after they did all that to me, April Fool Day of 80. I was transported to Huntsville illegally, my apartment in Atlanta taken, my children. I mean, it was crimes just stacked up, like the list, the name of the book about Wayne and the murder of Wayne. It was by Chet Luncher, an ex-FBI. Anyway, I sound like I'm babbling now, so I'm going to stop. You come out of Ronald Reagan's office up there, the executive mailroom, and I log in the book, and there's no doubt about what's in the box. I got a letter from the FBI there, and I got all the book manuscript, and I've got other papers in there. And I logged it in, and I have no money. I'm walking with flip-flops on. They've stolen, taken anything, everything, so... And I even supposedly had a divorce, and that was a joke. Nobody would touch it, so I'd have a few bucks or have a home back or anything. And I'm going to stop this going off, I think. So anyway, I hope it goes up. And I hope Wayne, he spent his life in prison. And I know there was a lady reporter for CNN that would update it every once in a while, but CNN, when it was Ted Turner, they knew all this stuff, that it was happening, and nothing's been said.